Today may become the most boring run I've done so far. 3, 2, 1, go! Hello and welcome. Today we're going a little further. It's day 203, so we're going 20.3 kilometers. This is a Garmin Fenix 6 Pro. It was released in August 2019, almost 6.5 years ago. And today I'm going to test the accuracy of this exact watch. I bought it back in 2021 when it had been on the market for almost 2 years and prices were dropping a bit. It's going to be very non-scientific. I am at the stadium and the track is 400 meters and today I'm running 20.3 kilometers and 20 kilometers is 50 rounds of 400 meters. I brought with me a bag of M&Ms and I got a little bowl down here, and for every round I'm putting an M&M in the bowl, and then when we're done we'll see if we actually have 50 M&Ms in the bowl. Oh, I made a mistake. The bowl is wide and I already missed it. We put 2 in next round. It was supposed to be so easy, but apparently it's just not that easy when it's very cold and you're wearing gloves and there's snow and you have a white bowl. So we'll try again. We don't want to go back and forth today because that will ruin the whole experiment. But let's see if I can find it on the next round and put in 2 M&Ms. Here it is. I'll need to put it somewhere else. That's it. So why am I testing a 6-year-old watch? Well, I think it's interesting to see how these watches developed. Now there's no doubt that the new watches have more features. They have better screens, they have colors, they have touch screen. But what is really needed when you're out running or out cycling or whatever you do is an older watch, maybe all you need. There's no doubt that getting an older watch, maybe used, will save you a lot of money. The new watches are really expensive, so perhaps getting an older one from eBay could be a massive improvement for you and your running without breaking the bank. The new watches are very expensive. Of course you can get watches in all categories. There are some that are really expensive and some are more budget friendly, and there are also some cheap options. But this was one of the best watches 6 years ago. You couldn't really find anything better, and you can still find them used for a reasonable price, and maybe it's all you need. I'm still using my watch and I never have any issues with it. It holds the battery well. It's very cold this morning, so I need to wear the mittens because my hands get so cold, especially my fingers. So that makes it a bit harder to move M&Ms. So every day I'm out running. I run 100 meters more than I did the day before. I'm going a little further. So for me it's important to know if my watch is actually accurate or not. And I know the track is not the best place to test it because there's a lot of big round corners, but it should give us an indication of whether or not it's accurate. And we are going to have a look at the map on Garmin Connect. Now back when the Fenix 6 came out, Garmin also added the track run feature, which is specifically designed for running track. In order to use the track feature, you actually have to calibrate your watch to the track you're running on. You run 2 laps and then the GPS will know where you are, and then it will give you a much cleaner and much more precise run compared to what I'm doing now, where I'm only using the regular run activity and the GPS, because it will know when you've done 1 lap, and then it will adjust your position to the track, so that every time you take 1 lap it will actually be 400 meters and not 410 or 390. You will also be able to set whether or not you're in the inner track or the second track or the third track, which is important because for each track you go out, you add another 7 meters to the track length. So you need to stay in the track you're in. I'm trying to run in the inner track, which I know is 400 meters. There is a lot of snow today, but mainly on the long sides, so it shouldn't affect distance much. You know the feeling when you're participating in, for example, half a marathon or something like that, and they have markers for each kilometer, and your watch is saying, oh, you've gone 5.2, but you just reached the 5 kilometer mark. And of course, the route has been measured in another way, and maybe you're weaving in and out between other runners, but it's still important to have an accurate watch so that you're actually going the distance you need to go. And this is especially true for track runners because they go this very predefined distance every time. But as I said, I've been using the Garmin Fenix 6 Pro for more than 4.5 years, and I'm very happy with it. It has all the features I need, and though there are newer and more modern watches, I get all my notifications, I get my sleep, I get my steps, I get my runs, I get my activities. All of that is already built into the Garmin Fenix 6 Pro. And I've been looking at new watches because I'm a runner and every runner wants the newest watch, but I simply don't have the money to spend on a watch like that. I think the watches are getting so expensive now, and this watch still gives me 14 days of battery when it's fully charged. Now I run a lot, so those 14 days is not quite accurate anymore, because the more you use the watch, the more you spend the battery. But my wife has an Apple Watch and she needs to charge it every night, so she can't track her sleep. I can do that easily, and even though I'm running more than 2 hours every day now, I still get approximately a week or 8 days between charging the watch, which is perfect for me. The good thing about the Garmin watch is also that you don't need to charge it for a very long time. If you charge it for a couple of hours, it will be almost at 100%. So when I get home from a run on a Sunday, I put it in the charger, and then I have for the next week, even though I run as much as I do. With the Fenix 6, you also of course have access to the entire Garmin Connect universe. Now Garmin Connect has a Garmin Connect Plus feature which costs money, a subscription based option. I'm not currently paying for that. To me, the free version of Garmin Connect offers a lot of features, and so far I haven't investigated what I'm missing out on with the paid subscription. So I'm very happy with the free version. The same goes for Strava. I know there's a paid option that will give you more features, but so far it hasn't been any features that I really felt I needed. And the same goes for my watch. And I don't think a new watch will give me a lot of new features that I'm missing currently. Of course it would be wonderful to have a new watch. And Garmin, if you're watching, if you want to send me a watch, that'll be cool. I will test it and see if it's more accurate, or if it has any features that I feel I need. But for now, this 6-year-old watch is actually fitting my needs very well, and I think it will fill most needs out there. And you can get it for maybe $200 $220, $30 on eBay. I know I can get it used here in Denmark for a lot less money than a new watch will cost me. Now I have the watch, but I think buying a used watch, especially if you're new, would be a great option. So if you are considering getting a smartwatch, if you're using your phone at the moment, I would certainly consider buying a used one. Then you can check it out and see if it's something for you, or if you want to upgrade. There are a lot of runners out there who would like to have the newest and greatest, and they sell all the used gear, and maybe you can even bargain a little and get the price even further down. Of course you will miss out on features. We talked about battery life. I know that the new watches have longer battery lives. Also, you won't get a touch screen, you won't get a color screen, and then I guess there are some more metrics that the new watches can measure more precisely, but I feel that I'm getting my money's worth with a 6-year-old watch. We're at 20 kilometers now, and just 300 more meters, and then we're done for today. I'm using my phone, which is a bit awkward, but I hope the footage will be alright. Now I've lost count of the M&Ms, but hopefully there will be 50, maybe 51. We are going 20.3 kilometers, so we'll have to see in a while. Now, I was actually very pleasantly surprised by how good it felt to be running on the track. I was sure I would be very bored, but that was no issue at all. Maybe picking up all those M&Ms helped a bit with the boredom, but I actually liked it a lot. So maybe I'll do that more in the future. One last M&Ms, and we're at 20.3 kilometers in a very short while. As you can see, we're at 20.3 now. I'm just going to stop it when we hit 23. That's it, 20.3 kilometers. Now the interesting part will be how many M&Ms we have in the bowl. So I've found a place with a bit more sun. So we need to count these. I think it'll be easiest if I do it off camera. So just 1 second. Now I just counted all the M&Ms, and there were 51 M&Ms, and that's just amazing, because that's 20.4 kilometers according to the M&Ms, and I was running 20.3, so that's just 100 meters off, and this is a 6-year-old Garmin watch that's still able to so precisely calculate how far I've been running. So I'm very happy, and even though it doesn't have a fancy color screen with a touch, and it may also be missing other features, it's still very reliable, and at least for me give me a very accurate reading of how far I've run. Now we're going to test the track run soon and see how precise that will be, because I really can't complain about this one, and I think I deserved a bit of chocolate now. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in my project where I run 100 meters more every day, I'll be back tomorrow for 20.4 kilometers. I hope you like to tag along, but anyway, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.